Driven by widespread worries among US lawmakers that China could access Americans' data or do surveillance on them with the help of TikTok, the US Senate voted by a wide margin in favor of legislation that would ban the short video app in the country if its owner, the Chinese tech firm ByteDance, fails to divest it in the next 9 months to a year. President Joe Biden signed the bill into law.
On TikTok, now that the president has signed the bill, does the White House have a preference as to whether TikTok gets sold and remains operational in the U.S., or are you indifferent about whether it gets banned or sold?
Well, first of all, we've been very clear, members of Congress have been very clear. We do not want to see a ban. This is not about a ban. This is about divestment, selling, right, being sold. This is about our national security. This is not concerns about Americans using TikTok. This is about PRC ownership, right? This is about the control of TikTok. And so want to be super, super clear. And so that's what members of Congress moved forward with. That's what we supported. So we wanted to see a divestment. We want it to see it being sold, and we do not seek a ban. That is not what this bill is about, or this now law is about.
Thanks, Karine. You say it's not about a ban, but the reality is that finding a buyer for TikTok will be incredibly difficult, and the Chinese government also could intervene and block a sale. So if it came to it, would the administration then support a ban as the legislation is written?
So here's I think I want to be, as it relates to China, they should allow it, right? They should allow it to be sold. That's what I'll say there. As it relates to the bill, the law now, there's time. We got to see how this plays out. We believe that it is possible. There are already American investors who are willing and are interested in buying TikTok. So the interest is there. It's not like there isn't any. And so we're going to see. There's time. There's certainly time on the books to see how this plays out. We do not. This is not a ban. Again, this is about divestment, and that's what we want to see.
Which American investors are interested?
I mean, you all have reported on it. There's reports out there that is a number of interested buyers, a number of them. You guys have reported on that. I don't have a list to share. So we're going to let that process play out, but it's been reported by all of you.
Thanks, Jake. This bill gives ByteDance 270 days to sell TikTok due to those national security concerns, which could lead to a national ban. In the meantime, is it safe for President Biden's campaign and any other political entity to be on TikTok?
So I'm going to let campaigns decide for themselves what they're going to do. The terms of the bill are straightforward. TikTok continues to operate as it is right now until such time as either there is divestment or the time that you referred to elapses. And so what we're focused on right now in implementing the bill is working through that divestment in a way that is consistent with the intent of the law and consistent with the national security concerns that brought the law into force in the first place.
And by the way, it does something I've been trying to do since 2019. I believe I was the first member of Congress to call for a banning, not a banning of TikTok, a banning of ByteDance, which is the company that owns TikTok. ByteDance sells TikTok, TikTok can continue to operate. You should not have a company operating in the United States with the algorithm that it has and the access to the data that it has that powers that algorithm. You should not have a company like that operating in the United States that has to do whatever the Chinese Communist Party tells them to do.
The 4-year battle over TikTok is just one front in a war over internet and technology between Washington and Beijing. Last week, Apple said Beijing had ordered it to remove Meta's WhatsApp and Threads from its app store in China over Chinese national security concerns. Asked about Senate's vote, the Chinese Foreign Ministry referred to comments the ministry had made in March when the House of Representatives passed a similar bill. At the time, it criticized the legislation, arguing though the US had never found any evidence of TikTok posing a threat to the US national security, it has never stopped going after TikTok. TikTok is set to challenge the bill on First Amendment grounds, and its users are also expected to again take legal action.